Hello, and welcome back to Dragon Quest VII. Yeah, was going to do this video a couple days ago, but yeah, the new Castlevania Dominus collection released on Switch with Portrait of Ruin, not to mention Dawn of Sorrow, and frick, just Portrait of Ruin alone would have been good enough for me. My favorite Castlevania game, as I've said on the channel many times, including when I was playing through the game a couple years ago. Yeah. Not only my favorite Castlevania, but one of my 10 favorite video games of all time, period. So yeah, that game in and of itself would have been good enough, but was released in a collection along with Dawn of Sorrow and Order of Ecclesia, or Ecclesia, however you pronounce that, the other two Nintendo DS system Castlevania games. So yeah, been playing a lot of that over the last few days. Oops. Anyways, of course, it's been a week or two since my last recorded video, so now the problem becomes trying to remember exactly where I left off as far as getting fragments for future adventures go. Great. That's the problem with taking so much time in between videos, and in the meantime playing fragments of so many other games. You tend to lose your track of progress in one game or the other. Okay, if there was a fragment to be found here, I did get it already. And yeah, that's the good one. Like I've already said in previous videos, that's one of the good things about this remake that the PS1 original didn't have for this game. That fragment detector. In the original, you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking if you got the fragment here or not. You'd have to know that it was here and go talk to the person that you got it from, or go look where you would have found it from. And if it's not there, yeah. I don't know why they didn't have it in the original. I mean, it was a Sony PlayStation game from the early 2000s. Having that there couldn't have been too hard to program. Anyways, so we already did that. And now I get to go around making sure I got all the fragments, since I can't remember exactly. What a way to start a new video, rather than moving on, backtracking all over the place to make sure I got everything. Yay! See, I'm pretty sure I made it to that cave over there in the upper left corner. I think that was the main portion of a couple videos ago, I believe. Fought the boss there, got the fragment. Actually, yeah. I almost died there one time. So I quickly exited out, went back to town, revived party members, and did a lot of off-screen between video grinding. Well, I guess I haven't gone back yet. Could have swore I did this already, but... Yep, like I said, the portion of the video where I make a chump of myself for anybody watching these. Anybody watching these is going to probably be at home watching the video thinking, what? How can you not know what you've done or not? Are you that dumb? And the immediate answer would be, obviously, yes, I am that stupid. Because I could have swore I did this already. Unless this isn't the right save file. That is a very distinct possibility now that I think about it. Hold on. Okay. Now I really do feel like an idiot. I suddenly feel like the biggest moron who's ever picked up a video game controller in the history of video games. That's right. Now that I see this, I also remember commenting about the literally talking to everyone Star Tropic syndrome, and taking a little longer because there was one person I was missing. Therefore, the game wasn't allowing me to proceed because I didn't talk to everyone. Yeah. I remember that now that Okay, now we can progress. Stupid me, I loaded the wrong save file and was sitting there like, wait a minute, I thought I did. And I am a moron. And anybody else would probably be editing this video, scrapping this video and starting all over again from scratch to save face, so to speak. You know what I say to that? Screw it. Let people know how dumb I can be sometimes. So what? What are you going to... There for everybody to see how forgetful I can be. Oh well, why try to hide it? Anybody that knows me already knows it, so... I mean, anybody that knows me personally outside of YouTube videos. At work, at home. Okay, so now... Enough about my bumbling. I believe... Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of odd, isn't it, for this game so far? Everywhere we've went, we've had to help somebody with something. Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't want to hear it, Mirabelle. Keep it to yourself. Okay. Make it... Oh, sure, everybody just leaves me by myself. Some party. They leave me all by myself with this group of strange people that we've never seen before. Oh, yay. Hello. Does your... Okay. I was going to say, does your dialogue change any now? But I suppose not. That'd be too much programming if everybody's dialogue was now different. Okay, so... Oh. You again. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, scratch that. Forget that. Can't say again. We haven't seen him yet. Sorry, I'm thinking later into the game. Where we will see him again. Yeah, I know that's kind of a future spoiler. The fact that we will see him again. I ain't gonna say when, where, or how, but yeah. And if you're not paying it, if you don't remember that name and paying attention to name details, you might not even realize it is him, but yeah. Oh, here we go with this crap again. I don't mind religion, believe what you want to believe, but come on now. If this God, quote-unquote God, is so almighty, how did he get defeated and sealed away? I think you should pick a different name for him. He's obviously not so almighty. He was defeated and sealed away. Whoever defeated him is the almighty one. Just saying. By dictionary definition, if he lost, he's not very almighty. I think you need to pick a different name for this quote-unquote God of yours, people. If he needs human beings to revive him, he's not so almighty. Anyway, enough said on that. Just saying, I think they need to pick a different name for this God of theirs. He's obviously not so almighty. He obviously does not live up to his given name. The spirit of the dance. Oh. Beer! Or something stronger. Whiskey. I used to drink a lot of whiskey in my younger days. Of course, I always had it diluted with Coca-Cola. Until one day, like I believe I've told this before, but didn't put enough Coke in it. It was more whiskey than it should have been. I was sitting there drinking. Next thing I know, the room is spinning, and I got to work in a few hours. Yeah, my stupidity strikes again. Having to work with the mother of all hangovers. To this day, a quarter century plus later, that's the last time I've touched anything heavier than the occasional beer. Yeah. I mean, you hear the comedy all the time. Oh, God, get me out of this and I'll never drink again. Only I never have, except for beer. Yeah. Anyways. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of prohibitionist here. I mean, if you like to drink, hey, who am I to say you can't? I'm just saying I don't personally. Anything heavier than beer. Okay, I think we got to talk to Kiefer. Wherever he disappeared to. I think that's the trigger here, so to speak, to move on with the game. Ah, there he is. Right in plain sight. And I was right. That's exactly what we needed to do. I'm not really a fan of this segment of the game either. I mean, it's better than the last part, I suppose. Except for that intro about talking to everyone in town. Literally everyone. And it ain't quite as drawn out as the frickin' automaton segment of several videos ago now. So, we're getting better, but we're still in those parts of the game where I think they could have just left these out. The game is long enough, would have been long enough as it is. I mean, I like the game. I wouldn't be playing it this far in if I didn't. If I didn't like the game, I would have given up on it long ago, but just saying, I think they kind of milked it. They could have left a few of these island chapter scenarios out. I mean, granted, I've never actually counted them all to be specific exact, but I guess there's close to, if not over 24 of them in total. Go to the past, fix whatever the problem was that causes their extinction, so that they survive and are still there in the present, then go see them in the present, rinse and repeat like 24 times over. Yeah. Just a little bit too much milked? Or melted, yeah, that ain't exactly putting it the right way, but you get the idea. Got milk, developers? Yeah. Could have cut at least 5 or 6 of those out. Saved those story arcs for other games or some crap. Oh well. Obviously they didn't, so sitting here complaining about it ain't going to change that. Yeah. Dude, if you want to get... See, how to put this without sounding like a pervert. If you want to get her to notice you, you go get your own drink, dude. I mean, he's obviously trying to... I mean, again, I'm not trying to sound like a deranged pervert or jerk here, but yeah, he's obviously trying to get... Yeah. Why doesn't he go get his own drink? Okay, where was that person? The drink lady. The one that was talking. Yeah, there she is. Just what is this stuff anyway? Whiskey, wine, gin, rum, brandy, beer, vodka. I mean, it's obviously something alcoholic, but yeah. Okay, do we do? Oh, okay. That's actually a good question. And how do you answer that? I mean, how far back in history does a starred castle go? How far back are we as in comparison to our own real time? Did that starred castle exist back then? Or is it just that, and she just doesn't get around that often being stuck in this camp? Or is it one of those places that sprung up after this, historically, timeline-wise speaking? Again, you can't ever be sure because they never mention any specific years or how many years between events. So, yeah. Is it that she just doesn't get out, doesn't know it exists because of that? Or is it that it doesn't exist yet? That starred castle wasn't built yet at this point. I mean, as we've been seeing, it ain't much of a spoiler anymore now. The world used to be massive at one point. All of these continents and islands used to exist on one map. Until at some point in time, one by one, they all got wiped out individually, lost in time, so to speak, until we start correcting that. So at one point, this place, I don't know, just something I think about every time I play this part. Something to alleviate the boredom of this whole scenario story, or lack thereof. I tend to think about crap like that. Does she not know of a star because it didn't exist yet, or menial tidbits like menial trivial tidbits? Something to alleviate the boredom of this story, or this segment of it. A God that's supposed to be almighty, yet needs mortal human beings to revive him and free him. Not very almighty by dictionary definition. Again, I'm not... Believe whatever you will, religious people. I'm just saying, within the confines of this game specifically. Not talking about any real-life deities, any real-life gods, or any real-life religions. Just within the confines of this game. This God is not very almighty. If he was defeated and sealed away and now needs human beings to help him. I think they need to pick a new name for this God. They should have anyway. The Almighty just sounds generic and stark to begin with. More like an adjective, like how Christians call their God Almighty. Yeah. Even though that's not his name. Anyways, I'm going to stop myself right there because, again, I'm not trying to knock real-life religions and people who believe in them. You have a right to believe what you want, to each their own. Trying to keep this anti-religion thing to within the confines of this game specifically. I mean, yes, personally, me personally, if you must know, I have a hard time with religion. Yeah. Note I said religion in and of itself. But that's another subject for another time. I try to keep that kind of stuff out of these videos anyways. I mean, that kind of insistent conversational comment or topic is why I got into video game streams in the first place. Got sick of listening to people talk about religion all the time. Religion, politics, current events. Got sick of listening to that kind of stuff. So I started watching video game streams in the first place to get away from it all. And now here I am trying to bring my commentary into that. I got to stop myself right there. I mean, yeah. Okay, some random monster attacked. Well, we are kind of out in an open field here. I mean, if you remember the last video as I walked my way here, we are kind of in an open area. Wouldn't be too hard for a monster to get here. There were plenty of them on the way out from the portal we took to get here to the camp, to the actual camp here. So yeah, not too far-fetched to see a monster here. There's plenty of them outside. Yeah. Wonder what happens if you say no. No, I don't believe you. I think you tried. No, it's too late now. I didn't do that. Oh well. Again, too late now. I guess I'll never know. Just how different his dialogue would have been if I would have said, no, I don't believe you. I think you tried something. Oh, she's a healer, huh? Oh yeah, he's not walking anywhere. I mean, come on. In video games, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, poison only seems to take effect if you're walking. 1 hit point of damage per step. If you're standing still, no. Yeah. Or in his case, if you're lying down, then yeah. Again, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Etrian Odyssey, RPGs in general, poison status ailment only seems to matter if you're actually walking. 1 hit point of damage per step. Yeah. Really? How is music gonna... Is this supposed to be some Dragon Quest pun play on the idea of music soothes the savage beast, or however that phrase goes? Music to keep them away? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, great. They're dividing the party. I don't like this. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Games like Final Fantasy V never... Well, okay, fine. One time throughout the entire game. Party alteration.